All right, guys, welcome to the live stream. Thank you guys for all joining. If you aren't joining right now and you're watching later, thank you guys for tuning in. I wanted to make this video because I make a lot of money live betting. A lot of my sports betting income comes from live betting. But as I've explained before, live betting it's tough to, post plays and all that because well, lines move very quickly when you're live betting. So what I want to do in this video is I want to go into a little bit of background of exactly, how sports betting works, how to make money in the long term, and then how to do it with live betting, what the advantages are as opposed to pre-game betting. And then near the end of this video, I am going to be placing a live bet in front of you guys. So here we are. I got two sports books open. I got BetMGM and FanDuel. And there's a reason I have these two open. The reason I have BetMGM is because it's the primary sports book that I use among the recreational sports books because I can still get a decent amount down on it. I have a lot of money in there currently, and they operate sort of like most sports books do, that they have a lot of available lines to choose from. So there's a lot of opportunities available. And I also have FanDuel open. I'm not logged into FanDuel, but that is on purpose. And the reason that I'm not logged into FanDuel is because I'm not placing a bet there, but I'm using FanDuel as a reference book. So the whole basis behind my live betting strategy is just like how I like to use Pinnacle and Circa to place my pregame bets. I like to use FanDuel as a reference for my live bets because based on the experience that I've gathered over the past 5 years from sports betting, FanDuel has had the hardest lines to beat when it comes to live betting. I also believe that they have the best lines for college basketball. I think their lines are stronger than Circa's when it comes to, totals and point spreads. So that's what we're doing today. It's 6:32. We have about 4 games starting for college basketball right now. And whenever you have multiple games, checking the chat right here. Whenever you have multiple games, it means there's more opportunity to make winning bets, more games to choose from. And, part of the advantage with live betting is that the sports book has to keep up with all of these games at once. If pregame betting, if there's a move, generally there's like one move at a time and they can go in and change the lines necessary. But all this is happening in real time and you see how quickly the live betting market moves. So that's enough yapping. Let's get into it. Why live bet over pregame betting? Well, pregame betting, the main advantage of it is that pretty much every sports book offers it, which means there is a lot of information when it comes to pregame betting. So every book is offering lines. So if a sports book is offering a different line than what the rest of the sports books are offering, it's pretty clear that that sports book is offering an outlier line. The only thing with pregame betting is that I can't hear on the stream. Let me know if you guys can't hear me. But anyway, I'm going to keep going for now. Um, the thing with live betting is that because it's happening in real time, it's going to be harder for the sportsbooks to continually adjust and keep their lines in sync with the rest of the sports books in every moment in time. So, as you can see right here, lines are constantly moving. And the other thing with pregame betting is okay, so you guys can hear me. Good. I want to make sure. All right, great. Anyway, so other thing with pregame betting is, there's all this movement before the game, but the reality is they got to start playing the game. And once the game goes live, there are things like game flow, pace, maybe even injuries and stuff that can affect the outcome of the game that we can't predict before the game. But if we're betting it live, we have every opportunity and we can come in whenever we want to. So that's part of the advantage with that. But what exactly are we looking for when we're placing a live bet? So with FanDuel, so let's just go in and let's just use this Holy Cross Army game as an example. So we see that they have the spread right here at 10.5 for Holy Cross and Army. Same thing over here on BetMGM. It's also going to be at 10.5. The total is also at 147.5. So these books are pretty much in sync. This is like synonymous with what you'll see with pregame betting. So if we click on a random game here, you'll see that generally the odds offered for this Spurs Hawks game are going to be minus 180, plus 150, something around there. All the sports books are pretty much in sync with each other. And they are here for this one game. It's in a TV timeout and it's close to halftime. So that's pretty much why. But as you see, the game has started going again. The lines are moving again. So that moved to 11.5, but this book stayed at 10.5. So already you can see right here, you get a point of value on this game. Now, I want to be careful here because there are lots of odds differences, but you can see that the juice, they're offering 10.5 at minus 110, or at least they were for that brief moment, but they were offering 11.5 minus 120 at that moment. So even though you're getting a point of value, you're adding 10 cents of juice. What we're going to look for here is we're going to look for low hold markets. So the reason that sports books win, so let's go to like a good example here. Missouri versus Tennessee. You see that they offer Missouri minus 115, Tennessee minus 105. So that's 20 cents of total juice. Like if this was a fair game, they would offer you plus 100 on each side. So you pick one, you win or lose, over time you break even. But no matter which side you pick here, over time you're going to lose if you bet blindly because of the juice that they offer. But the beauty about using two sports books is that we can combine these prices and make our own markets. So as an example, let's find that, let's see, Rhode Island Fordham. Maybe we can use this game as an example. Yeah, so Rhode Island on FanDuel is a minus 1.5 favorite at minus 104. And on here on BetMGM, they're minus 110. So if we were just using BetMGM, the juice would be 20 cents total. That's what the hold would be, 20 cents, because you can see 10 cents here, 10 cents here. But if we combine Fordham minus 110 with Rhode Island minus 104, now we squeeze that juice down to 14 cents. And with live betting, because it's harder for the sports books to keep up and be in sync with each other, we can find opportunities with even less juice than that, close to even being an arbitrage opportunity. So let's take a look at this Butler Seton Hall game. One of the themes or things that I like to look for when I'm betting on games is I like to look for the games, with more data, like a Butler Seton Hall or that Oregon Michigan game where they're offering more markets. So we're going to take a look right here and perhaps we'll place a bet at this very moment. But they're offering the main line at 8.5. And on here, they're offering 11.5. There must have just been like a 3 that was hit or something. Let's see. Oh, no. So they're offering this at 11.5, and they're offering Seton Hall. So we're going to tag Butler here real quick before it's too late. And we're going to get in at minus 6.5. And we're going to place 700 on it to win 400. Now, why did I do this? So you can see that they offer this at minus 175, but over here, you can see that they offer minus 8.5 at minus 188. So we're getting 2 extra points, and we're getting better value than FanDuel at basically the same price. So minus 6.5 here, minus 8.5 here. What an amazing opportunity that we just found just by looking. But that is exactly how you win doing this. Now, you can argue the other way too. You can argue that maybe the Seton Hall play is better, but based on what I've seen, typically FanDuel is sharper than BetMGM on these types of lines. So I'm not going to overbet it. I'm just going to do it to win this 400, but that's how you do it. But a lot of times the market is even tighter than that. So you don't even usually find good opportunities just like that. But you can see, like, still, like, nothing has changed. We're still in timeout, and they're still offering this at 11.5, and they're still offering this at 8.5. So that's the beauty of using two sports, that you can find major opportunities. And if I did have money in on my FanDuel right now, which at the moment I don't, but I could easily tag Seton Hall on the other side and get a very solid middle. But yeah, that is my play. And I'm just going to go in and look at another game. Maybe there's a different example of a little bit closer, like this Oregon-Michigan game. But yeah, so this is at 5.5. But the total is 147.5. So this one is very close. So these books are in sync here with what the price should be. I'm going to try to find a game that's maybe like a point or so off. Let's try this Milwaukee game, maybe. Okay, so this is 7.5 right here. So it's offered at 7.5 minus 113 or so. Moves very quickly, but you can see now it's moved back to 7.5. But maybe they would offer plus 7.5 at minus 130, and then minus 7.5 at plus 100 or something like that. And then you just want to check the differences, combine the books, and try to get the hold as low as possible. So the lowest hold we can make here is minus 115 and minus 108. And then looking at the total is interesting. So you can get, if we go to totals and the alternates, we could get the under. They don't even offer a 155.5 actually, which is interesting. Now they do. Oh no, they still don't. But so in real time, all I'm looking at the differences between the sports books, and I'm looking for clear outliers, like the Butler play. Look at that. The Butler play immediately moved up to 10.5. So clearly MGM was the one making the mistake here, not FanDuel. FanDuel might have even had Seton Hall a little overpriced as well. But no, they're up to 12.5. So this is still an opportunity here, with MGM having Butler at 10.5 and FanDuel having them at 12.5. But yes, that's what you want to look for, is you want to look for differences between sports books and using your best judgment between the two sports books, finding the best value play. So I hope you got something out of it. The main thing that I want you to take away from this is to use alternate spreads and totals to your advantage. So like FanDuel, when they offer these alternate markets, they're doing it like 3 points at a time. So you click on these alternate spreads, and they also have alternate totals. Use these alternates and then go to MGM's alternates, and then that's where you can find the major differences in juice. And whenever you have a market that's off by at least a point, if you go to the alternates are also going to be off, because as you see, all the spreads are in sync with each other in terms of how they're updated. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to leave them in my Discord, or you can leave comments here as well. So thank you guys for watching, and give us a like, subscribe to my channel, and I appreciate you all tuning in. Thank you guys very much.